This is your announcer, Shannon Saint Mainframe, welcoming you to our IP Livecast. It's been so cold here that my mainframe started to freeze. Thankfully, the warm embrace of Rob's secondhand marijuana smoke thawed me right out. Though, I can't get the tartar sauce smell off, no matter what I do. Better than nothing. Our IP Livecast starts now.
Tartar sauce malfunction. Abort.
I feel the scent of tartar sauce has a certain je ne sais quoi that other étoiles probably do not. Welcome to RIP Alive Cast.
That was like Mustaine French.
Étoiles.
Toutes les condiments.
Joie de vivre.
Welcome. We are a multilingual podcast. It's RIP Livecast. It is Saturday afternoon, and what better way to spend your Saturday afternoon than hanging out with us live every Saturday, sometime around noon Eastern, on the YouTube, on Twitch, on Facebook, and of course, archived for all to listen to and watch wherever fine podcasts are listened to, wherever you listen to your fine podcasts, which our podcast would be. It's Rob here with Sid.
Hey.
And Darren.
Hi. I would hasten to say that there must not be too many 3-person podcasts in the U.S. where everyone speaks a second language. That's probably rare, right? Besides English,
with the amount of podcasts there are nowadays, folks,
I'm sure there are some.
No,
it's like maybe we're in the top tier.
We are in some sort of podcast EGOT kind of thing when it comes to being bilingual, for sure.
You're right. An EGOT. It's very egotistical of you to say, Rob.
That's true. And thank you for tuning in.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Also, I just realized that I have like very nice raw product placement right here, unintentionally.
What is that?
Just a paper company.
I thought it was the wrestling program.
Oh no, it's just it's like pre-rolls, but
Rob,
you fill it up.
Rob's been promoting Raw for me for like 10 years. He always tells me it's better than I think it is.
He also promotes that with all his hookups.
Yeah, I like it raw in all forms.
Oh baby, I like it raw.
Wrestling, sex.
So explain pre-rolls to me. Like if it's already, how do you get the weed in there if it's already rolled up?
It's like you just kind of tuck it in here. This is a revolution in joint technology because I cannot roll for shit in the traditional sense.
Same.
And it prevented me for years from enjoying
smoking marijuana.
A fine marijuana joint, which I think is truly the superior way to smoke. Like of all the ways, it's like it's number one in my opinion.
I used to have a Polaroid picture. I'll see if I can dig it out of a shoebox or whatever. But my ex-girlfriend rolled a joint and I rolled a joint, and they're next to each other, and hers looks like a pre-roll and mine looks like a car ran over it. I can't do it.
I was once in LA like 5 years, like right before the big boom of legalization, and I had weed. Someone gave me like a nug of weed, but I had nothing to smoke it out of, and someone just had papers, and that was the only. Like I remember, I walked up and down Sunset Boulevard looking for a head shop for like over an hour, like a mile in each direction, not exaggerating. Could not find anything, and I was like, fuck, all right, I guess I'm just gonna have to roll it. And I rolled the saddest joint.
But did it get you high though?
It worked. It was, but I made it happen. But anyway, so now the fine people at Raw, who I would love a Raw endorsement. If anyone from Raw is listening, I will do it. Truly innovating in helping people get high, totally recognizing that people want joints, they don't know how to roll. So they create these little cylinders of pre-rolls, or you can get like a smaller amount. You can get just like a few at your head shops, and so it's rolled, but it's not filled in. So you just grind up your weed, and then they give you like a little. You could either make something, or they give you like one of these little things to put in here, and you just. Boop, 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 and
But
like,
all right, and how do you pinch it closed, or like I've never used a pre-roll?
yeah. You like twist the end like it's a little nipple. Yeah, it's easy peasy.
You tease it.
Twist the nipples before you smoke them.
Yeah, or you just fill it up all the way, and you don't really have to. But I mean, if you definitely would want to like close it up if you're, rolling it for later.
I mean, you have to
don't want
close
you
the
want-
end you're lighting, don't you?
No, why?
I don't know.
Once
Feels
it's
like
lit.
you'll just have burned weed fall out of it and light your sofa on fire.
No, you just tuck it in good enough. It's fine.
Okay. All right. I just don't want
But
any
yeah,
unnecessary death out there.
Well, no, I think the thing is with just weed and paper, it's much less privy to start a fire than a cigarette, because it's what keeps the fire going is all the other stuff, all the unnatural things in the paper. That's what whereas I feel like a joint is far less dangerous. It's not to say it's not dangerous. There is still a possibility.
Well,
based
when
on
I
what
used
it
to
lands
smoke
on.
weed, joints used to go out all the time. You have to keep
Right, exactly. Yeah.
Zach in the chat just said banana grinders, and I don't know what that means, but it sounds very sexual.
Wasn't that Raffi song? Ring, 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 ring. Banana grinders. It's probably they're promoting their band, I would say.
Or is it no,
I
maybe
see.
it's the dating app just for dick pics? Is that possible?
Or fans of bananas.
No, Zach is talking about another revolution in marijuana consumption development. And that is from Banana Bros.
Banana Bros.
It sounds like a porn company, but I guess so. It's like a joint. It's an automatic joint roller. So I guess you put your cone in here, you put your weed up top, and then it grinds it up for you, and it fills the joint up.
How much is that? What's the retail?
$150 seems like I could roll my own joint, but it's a nice little.
This definitely seems like something you would buy, Rob. Come on, this is like the weed version of a frother.
You know what? I tell you what. I tried. I purchased a previous. I don't know, Zach. Do you have one of these? Do you have one of these banana grinders? Because
by the way, Zach is Douglas Levison from the Discord. In case you guys are wondering.
Okay. Well, Dougie Levison.
Wait. That wasn't the real Douglas Levison?
Sorry to break it to
Fuck. Lied to
Who
me.
is he? Now
I did buy an automatic grinder a few years ago, and I was very disappointed. So I never really looked back.
But was it a Banana Bros?
It wasn't a Banana Bros. No.
Gotta go get the top-notch brand. The Banana Bros.
I did recently splurge on a gravity bong. I think I mentioned it on the show. It's like the student glass or whatever. It's a very overpriced but fancily built gravity bong. It was my little Christmas present to myself.
Use promo code Rob's Banana.
Oh no!
Don't Google that.
Dusty Rhodes Muffler asks Rob, "Do you own a flesh jack?" Which I don't know what that is either. Is that like a fleshlight?
Yes, that is.
We talked about this on the air once.
Not
that you own it, but what it is.
Yes, I do. That was one of the early ways that I actually accidentally outed myself on the show, very early on in the show's lifespan. This was when we were shooting in our Williamsburg studio. I remember I forget, like Sean was talking about something sexual, and I was like, oh yeah, like you're using like a flesh jack. And Sid, again, you were like, what the hell is a flesh jack? And I'm like, that thing that you act yourself off with. And
I remember this.
And then you were like, you mean a fleshlight? And I was like, yes, sure.
I remember this. Let me tell you my experience.
Nobody picked up on it.
I didn't pick up on it. I thought you were like trying to be cool that you knew what a fleshlight was and just got the word wrong.
Yeah.
You didn't know it.
Okay, there we go. Okay, that's understandable. But I do
What's
remember
the difference?
Well,
it's
the
just
difference is he had a flesh jack. That's the
No, I'm saying what's the
didn't-
difference between the two items?
Well, first of all, I did not have one at that time, Darren. Do not put that on me. No, the difference is just the flesh lights are marketed to women. They're the vaginas, and the flesh jacks are
the other way around.
No, the fleshlights are marketed to straight people,
Yes.
and the flesh jacks are marketed to the gays.
But so what does the opening look like? A butthole?
Yeah,
Okay. Well, that could still be marketed to dudes.
and they also
straight
make dildos as well, which
Oh.
would not be a flesh
So-
jack. Like, that's just a dildo.
Are we talking about like just a purely superficial difference? Like it just looks like an asshole and it's the same product? Because
Exactly.
you could
It's
get
made,
off.
It's
by
made by
putting-
the exactly.
A gay
Yeah.
man could put his penis in an artificial vagina and be perfectly fine with it, but they want
Right.
to see an ass.
Well, you don't really see it like you're not looking at it.
Yeah,
when
not
you're
looking
putting
at
it in.
You don't look at what you're doing down there.
But your eyes
Well,
are
like,
up here.
I mean, yeah, like just the science of it. You know,
Like
it's
while
on
you're
your-
working it, you're not looking
While
at
you're-
what the hole looks
yeah.
like, you know?
you don't see the hole when it's like when your
your
dick's
dick's
in it.
No, but you see the outside of it, isn't it? Like it's still
Not
shaped
really.
like a vagina.
No, because it's pointed down, right? I guess.
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, I guess. I don't.
I guess
really
if
know
you're
that.
laying, even if you're like laying, it's a weird angle to actually see the hole. You only see the hole like what what you're looking at.
Is it a
So
smaller
that-
hole for the flesh
It
jack?
really, I guess I've never used
Yeah.
a flesh. I wouldn't.
I vaguely
wouldn't-
remember
liar.
talking about this. I probably had
Yeah,
the same
I
question
feel
back
on the
then.
there is a Patreon episode,
Yes.
folks, where we deep dive into this.
But-
so and we do discuss.
You
all
show
the
us.
differences. It is, I believe, one of the bonus like audio episodes, or like it's one of those episodes where we do the sex links.
Yeah, it's a boners episode.
Yes, and I do even yes, you do.
no.
It's definitely a hard R rating.
You don't take your dick out or anything. You just show us
No.
the toy.
Yeah,
Right.
there we go.
Well, he might have taken his dick out. It was just below the
Yeah.
camera viewfinder.
Again, our
No,
eyes
I-
aren't down there. We don't know.
I have never taken my dick out during the show,
Wow.
folks.
Yeah, not even
That
by
is-
accident.
That is a guarantee.
You
By
were wearing
accident,
some knockaround shorts and it just flopped out.
I was never aware. I never consciously took my dick
That's fair.
That's what his legal representation told him to say.
out.
You should do an episode live from the Schwitz next week.
Oh,
no.
I went to the Schwitz in LA. There's a few stories from LA that I wanted to talk about.
But
that
first
I didn't-
question before
we
you
didn't
tell
get
the
to.
story:
Yeah.
were there Russians in there?
No. This was it's like a Korean spa.
Oh.
There's like a few Korean spas. In LA, there's actually just gay dedicated bathhouses where it's like, not discouraged to hook up.
I'm sure New York City has that too, no?
Yes, but they're not maintained well enough
Not
to
fresh?
warrant. Not fresh.
Yes,
No,
not fresh.
they're completely broken down, so it's not worth going to. From what I've read in the reviews.
All the drains have cum encrusted in them and stuff. The
That's-
water
Well,
backs up.
apparently, like the saunas don't even work. So it's like, well, like
It's
look,
just a motel.
It's just
yeah,
a bench to get blown
but
on.
at this point, exactly, it's a motel with like a lobby to meet people to hook up with, essentially.
It's analog grinder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, so I have, but the Korean bathhouses in LA that are not, it's not explicitly gay,
Right.
but they very much look the other way.
Well,
Like there are safeguards in place to where I feel like, okay, they know that gay people hook up. This is them kind of just like making sure, like, hey,
There's like a
someone's
candy
coming in
bowl, but
better.
it's just prep.
do you think the Koreans started this bath and they wanted to just do a legit bath, and so many gay guys overwhelmed it that they were just like, all right, I surrender. Here's the
Maybe I think about that all the time. Yeah, I don't know. Or just in general, these are just two forms of clientele that really enjoy this kind of thing.
Do you think there's like a lot of tourists that just want a spa bath and then they don't realize where they are, and then they're like Midwesterners that never encountered a gay person before?
Well, I feel like if you do that, you can still have you can guide your way through it without getting involved with any of that stuff.
Well, that
you know?
actually that was my next question. Like, maybe you can still have a bath or whatever, but you can't, or a spa, a sauna, but you might have two guys making out right next to you. That's what I'm saying. Like, would that
Right. Well, the thing is, so what with this particular one, the way there's just one of the saunas is like the hookup sauna, which is the one with the steam, because it gets so steamy you essentially you cannot see past like a foot further, if even. So but the thing is, there's also a giant glass panel, so you could see through it, into the main room. So if you are just going to get the steam, you can just sit closer to the panel where there is no sexual activity going on.
so
Unless the person is a little desperate, but like, but even still, like, it's a very, everything is about consent. So the moment somebody says no, thank you, nobody's bothering, and like people
Right.
kind of, it's a lot of, signals, like with like eye contact or like just physical contact. So if a person is clearly not engaging in signals, you're not going to interact with them.
So because of the steam, it's kind of like using a flesh jack. Like you can't see what's going on with your cock. It's just it's a
No,
mystery.
you could see within the range of your person, and maybe the person directly next to you, but like 2 or 3 people further you cannot see.
Yeah, what if somebody like reaches their foot over from across the schwitz and starts giving you a foot job? You wouldn't know where that foot was coming from.
Yeah, or what's on it.
Yeah, get some fungus on your balls.
I don't think you guys have been to a steam room. You don't understand how it works, but
No, I don't.
But okay. It is a very good, like, besides, for me, honestly, though, the other thing is with this particular steam room, like the science of it makes it very difficult. Like you have to be a fucking intense pervert to like really get, like, you have to be really need to be get off to like to have the endurance to get off, just because it's so hot. Your blood pressure rises, you know what I'm saying, and you have a boner. It's like it's hard to do all of that.
You need a doctorate. You need a doctorate in perverted shit.
Yeah, like some of these guys, like, for like I'm very much a voyeur for the most part. I am not participating because it's just like it's too much. It's like it's too much pressure in a sense to like, you get what I mean? Like it's too much going on, and I'm truly there for the schwitz. Like I was tired. Like when I went, it was already like 9 or 10 o'clock. They close at midnight, so it's like late in the day. For me, it's like 1 a.m. I'm not like I cannot. I don't have the stamina to be that horny at that moment. Like I want to get some jacuzzi time and some schwitzing in. But
there you have it, audience. Gays get old too.
Yes. Exactly.
Oh yeah, for sure. But no, there was stuff going on. There was one guy who I I was apprehensive if I want to share the story. It's a little explicit, but
it was John Travolta. Just admit
it was. I always wonder, like, oh, am I going to run into Kevin? Like, this feels like the one that like a Kevin Spacey or a John Travolta would go to.
Oh my god, Kevin
this
Spacey.
Place. And
there weren't 15-year-olds in there.
Oh no.
No. No, you have to. They're very. That's the thing about this place. It's very clean. It's very strict with the. You have to be carded. You have to be vaccinated. All this stuff.
I believe it. I'm just saying, when you said Kevin Spacey, I got some.
Oh, I just mean like it's a very like Hollywood cruisy. Like I see a lot of guys. There are certainly this clientele of like older gentlemen that are like agents, or like you could tell they work in Hollywood, and just with their like just for men dye job on their hair
running down the side of their head.
It's never been that explicit. But so it is kind of funny, like the kind of character archetypes that you kind of run into at these spots. And like this one guy was what I would like to call the collector.
Oh no.
in that he was very aggressive when somebody was at the moment of climax. The collector would appear
Gimme,
to
gimme, gimme.
collect to the point that there was one instance where a person was filleting another person, and that person was during climax, and the collector and the fillator started like having a sword like fighting over the
These are people that don't know each other.
don't know each other. Like all three of them don't, and like the guy's just like like the guy's just there trying to get off.
I'm trying to think of like what I would do if I was somewhere like looking some puss and then like a guy just poked his head in there.
It's like if you're at dinner with your partner and you get a couple of glasses of champagne, and then all of a sudden somebody walks up from another table and says, "Hey, can I get a sip?"
Yeah.
Who the fuck are you know?
You just get the end
This
of
is
your
our
sip. It's the end of your
Well,
of your
yeah.
wine glass. That's all I'm
And
interested.
then
the
the thing
sip.
is, it's like, hey, I've been the one kind of working on this. I've been waiting on this wine forever. You can't just come in here and take this wine. So that was hilarious.
The Collector
And-
sounds like a new HBO Max show. Or something. Actually, there was a movie called The Bone Collector.
Yeah,
It's kinda
that's
like that.
right.
It's a sequel. It's the Bone.
Very similar.
The Cum
Uh,
Collector.
it was wild, and this guy totally looked like your like the archetypal San Francisco like biker kind of daddy vibe, but obviously without clothes. Like he wasn't wearing any leather.
I say leather in a schwitz. Jesus.
No, everyone's naked.
I'm sure his skin
with
was
a
plenty
towel.
leathery.
He was in good shape. He was probably on a good testosterone replacement cycle.
Jesus.
It's LA.
I mean,
So-
isn't that why he wants to collect? He's getting the
Oh.
testosterone from there, right? From
That's
the
a good
source.
point. That's a good point.
I
Maybe
might
he
not
talked
even-
to some doctors.
He might not even be gay. He
Yeah, it's
goes-
not a sexual thing.
He goes to the gay schwitz after his workout.
It's like either that or drinking the blood of Christian babies. So somehow this is the more acceptable option.
Barely.
Good times.
So you said you also had a story about Quentin Tarantino?
Yes. So I the other thing I wanted to mention was I went to on the first night. I vaguely mentioned this I believe last week that I went to the Comedy Store on the first night, just because I didn't want to pass out. I was like it was like 7:30, which is like 10:30 East Coast time, which that's bedtime for Rabba. So I was like, oh, I should leave because I don't want to wake up at essentially 4 a.m. So I went to the Comedy Store, and I get there pretty reasonable time, sitting in the kind of side area, and then I just see the people in my area are kind of like whispering, like, "Psst, hey, do you see who's here? Do you see who's here?" I'm like, "Blah, blah, blah, do you see who's here?" I'm like, oh, who could it be? Who could it be? Who could it be? And I just like look up, and instantly you can't miss him. It's fucking Quentin Tarantino sitting like 2 tables away from me or something like that. I took a photo. I'll display it in a second. I took a
Was he
creeper
by
shot.
himself or was he with
Yeah, he was by himself.
Wow.
He had the booth all to himself, and he looked good. He looked like he was wearing a nice button down with a sweater over it.
Well, he's like 60, 65 years old now, right?
Yeah, he's like-
Definitely looks that.
and he was just drinking. He had like water,
He's
seltzer.
59.
He had
Surprised
a water.
he's that young.
Yeah, so it was like a water, a seltzer, and then like some sort of whiskey drink, you know. And he stayed for like an hour ish, and in a way, it kind of like it was cool, but also it ruined the moment for me because now I'm not just watching a comedy show. I immediately look to see how
Is he
Quentin
laughing?
Tarantino is reacting to.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, like I judge the bit, I'm like, that's not funny. And then I have to look to be like, is he laughing? Okay, good. He doesn't, he doesn't. But it was interesting because, it's a Wednesday night at the Comedy Store. The headliner was Mark Maron. And then it's like all these other people that are just like whoever, like just working comedians. I guess the only other name would have been Tim Dillon, who's actually surprisingly had strong material, I would say, and good delivery. But yeah, so he only stayed for like an hour or whatever, and then he got the hell out of there. He was over it. Here, I'm trying to load the
Did
photo
you follow
here.
him? Did you try to see where he was going to for the after party?
I don't think the after party was. He's probably going home, going to bed.
Quentin Tarantino? I don't think so.
What do you mean?
He was up till
Where's
4 a.m. doing coke off of young women's lower backs.
Does he still
When?
do that shit?
Every night, Rob. What do you mean when? He's about to turn 60. He's living like there's no tomorrow.
Okay, so here's my view, and then here he is. You can
Okay,
see
yes, I can immediately from the profile. I could tell.
Yeah,
that's
you could.
definitely him.
Yeah, you can't. Like, I was like, oh, where is he? Oh, there he is. Like it was so quick.
That skull shape is very recognizable.
Yeah, and so yeah, it was pretty cool. And he laughed at the things you would expect him to laugh at. And Dusty Rosemuffler says, did you introduce yourself as Rob from Metal Injection? No, Dusty Rosemuffler, I did not have a chance to introduce myself. I did manage to go to the bathroom and get a good frontal view of him, and we made eye contact, and then he was like, I need to put you in one of my movies. And that's when I said, yes, I'm Rob from Metal Injection.
Couple of comments here. EP09 said, what do you guys think of the recent announcement of Pantera being kicked off 3 European tour dates? We talked about this.
Yeah, he
in
was
the last show.
EP Zeroni. You were in the chat last week when we talked about this. Come on, EP Zeroni.
So go back and check that if you missed that part of the show. It was a fun time discussing that.
Yeah.
It was very funny.
Does the B in Rob's hat stand for beanie, as in Passabini, as pronounced by Frankie from Immure? Jadav, Jadav, that's a good question, Jadav. Funny enough, I was just telling Sid that I went through my live journal yesterday.
You told me.
What made you do this all of a sudden, by the way?
What made me do this? I don't know. I forget what made me think of it. But I was like, oh, let me see if I could just remember this password. And then it actually the problem was figuring out what my username was, which I'm not sharing.
Robert at wrestlingarena.net.
No, it wasn't that. But anyway,
I bet it was.
I found an entry about going to see Glass Casket at CBGB's, which, if you recall, we found an excerpt of Frankie from Muir talking about the first time he met me was at this Glass Casket show at CBGB's, and that I misremembered him, like I misidentified him and thought that I was like a big dick, that I thought he was in Glass Casket. So I found my journal entry, and I apparently also wrote about this moment. Is this in the rundown? Did I let me see if I can find
the headline is in the rundown, not your actual journal entry.
I see. Okay. Did I paste
whatever his name is?
But essentially, oh wait.
Hey, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, that's basically what Rob's saying right now. I think you cut and pasted to me in our G chat. You want me to see if I can find it?
Yeah, see if you can find it.
Okay, vamp a little. I need to scroll.
But it was a very similar recollection to what Frankie had, but from my POV. Dusty Rose Buffler says my live journal username was TT Boy. No, close.
That's Noah's brother.
Ball stretcher 420 at Yahoo says Drinker Daddy.
I think that was
I didn't-
before the ball stretching started.
Yeah, I only learned of that in my adult life.
You might have just. I was gonna say you might have just been a fan of other people's ball stretching and weed.
It was not something I considered. It was not something I considered until a hookup took a little initiative.
Oh boy.
Oh, I didn't know that part of it.
Mm-hmm.
I thought you figured it out on your own.
No. This is what going out and making friends does to a person.
Stretches your balls out.
Did you find it, Sid?
I'm still looking. Give me a moment.
I could just probably find it in the. I think I'm still logged into my live journal.
Okay, I got it. Where do you want me to send it to you? I'll put it
just
in our
the
private
G
chat.
Okay, sure.
Speaking
Here
of
we go.
email, you know,
So a lot of it, a good amount of these live journal entries towards the end, it was just me copying and pasting AIM conversations. So it would be usually something I would write to Noah or a conversation I would have with somebody. Anyway, so I wrote, we went to Glass Casket tonight. It was me with Nick. We met up with Anthony, Marty, and Kay. 3 seconds getting in, I get recognized. Some guy giving me some demo.
So
Which
that
I
was
think is
your demo?
I'm pretty sure this is Frankie Palmieri. Then we go on the hunt for Glass Casket, and the guy who's talking to me said the band is down the block. So we walk down and see the guys, and then they don't look like it. Okay, yeah, that's it. Oh wait.
Yeah, there's more.
They don't look like they're the band. Wait, it got cut off. Is there more?
What do you mean? So we walk down and see these guys, and they don't look like they're in the band, but whatever, I say hi, and it turns out they aren't in the band. They are the band that douche was from.
Oh, okay. There we go.
Rob just didn't want to say the douche part.
I thought it was the douche was promoting. I thought it was.
Oh, maybe it just says prom.
Yeah.
So I thought maybe.
Yeah. So that was definitely Frankie from Immure. So I'm like, hey, are you the dude from Glass Casket? He's like, no, we're in Immure. and that has stuck with him for so much. And I love that my record, like, oh, this guy kept promoting his band. I don't know what the fuck they were talking about.
As somebody who has not followed the career of Frankie Palmieri, can you tell me what is the relative popularity of Immure at that moment that you ran into him?
I guess nothing. They were just starting. They popped off a few years after that.
So why should he care that you didn't know him? Nobody knew them then.
Because Rob should have
'cause
been
he has
nice
an
to the
ego.
little guy, because then maybe now Rob could have ridden that all the way to the top. He could
Ridden
have said he
what?
was supporting Immure from
I know.
the very humble beginnings, and then he could have been like their manager. It'd be a whole different thing. Frankie could be your best friend.
My job. It was my job to have to know all these new bands.
Come on, you can't know every single shitty band handing out CDs at a show.
I agree with you. I'm not. It's not like I feel bad about it. I just think it's funny that I wrote about it as well in like this totally like blowing it off kind of way, and it's this memory that had lasted with him so much so.
Yeah.
That when he launched his podcast, when he's talking to this Temple guy, they had to bring that up about.
This is very perceptive that even then you knew he was a douche. Like you had that pegged right on.
No offense to Rob. I think that was a low bar of perception, to be quite honest. That might be been glaringly obvious. But that is really casting that whole like podcast in a new light. Like I really just thought he was just being a dick, but there's some real trauma there, I feel like.
I think so as well. Yeah, if I had known, I would have. Next time I see Frankie, I'm going to apologize to him.
I thought you were going to say you're going to rub it in more.
And then you're going to ask him what he thinks about the Glass Casket reunion.
Well, yeah, like first thing I would have said was like, yo, Frankie, how's that Glass Casket reunion going? You know? And then he's going to be like, bro, seriously? Like, I'm not in Glass Casket. I'm in Immure. I thought we established this. And I'm like, oh, you know what? I'm so sorry. I know how much this means to you.
I'm sorry that you're in Immure.
Exactly.
Yeah. So that was really, so it was funny. The other funny thing about the Quentin Tarantino thing is nobody brought it up on stage
that he was in
until that he was in the audience, right? Because you don't want to, he obviously doesn't want to be called out. He's trying to just be a civilian. You know, he's not trying to be.
And in that room, probably there's somebody famous in the audience like 50% of the time. So,
Mhm. And but of course, Greg Fitzsimmons comes out and immediately goes, "Do you know who's here? He's gone now, but Quentin Tarantino was in the audience. Isn't that crazy?" And it was at that point that I'm like, "All right, I can go out and smoke a joint. If this is how you're fucking starting your
Right. But wait, so
your
was
bit-
did he use that as like a springboard to jokes, or was it just
No. just to gossip."
so why say that? I understand if you had a joke to go with it, but
Maybe
yeah,
you know
that's
what?
weird.
Maybe he did have a joke, and I was just so
You were
like,
already out the door.
fair enough.
uh, yeah. So that was that. I did want to mention also, I have a very fond memory of going to the public pool there. You know, I mentioned here on the show that nothing, nothing scandalous or sexual. Yeah, nothing like that. That was all for the Korean spa story. But no, there's a really great public pool in WeHo, West Hollywood, which is like considered, I guess, like the Chelsea, the gay neighborhood, uh, but also I think it's just like the hip neighborhood as well. Anyway, so they have a public pool on the roof of this like 6-story government building or something, and it's fucking awesome. It's a heated pool, so even though it was kind of like chilly, it was like 60 degrees. The pool was like 85. It was fucking awesome. And it's such a difference going to a public pool in West Hollywood and going to a public pool in the Russian neighborhood here in Brooklyn, New York. Because wouldn't you know it, like old athletic people in WeHo are far nicer and more personable than old athletic Russian geriatrics. Would you believe that?
Hard to believe.
Everyone was so nice and like such a like they looked like they could be actors on Days of Our Lives. Dusty Rhodes Buffalo. I miss the old WeHo. You're right. Everyone was so polite. I got into this incredible conversation with this like old gentleman, like a senior citizen waiting for his wife to
it
come out
Ricky
of the
Rackman?
changing room. No. This guy was like an old Jew from New York.
Was it
But
Ricky Rackman?
But he was kind of like, we were like joking about how the neighborhood he was joking about the old WeHo because he was saying how the rent used to be like the rent across the street would be like $200 a month, and now it's like whatever, 3,000 or whatever it would be. And that how he somehow then I started talking about Citi Field. Oh, we were talking about Dodger Stadium, and then I talked about Citi Field, and he said that when Yankee Stadium closed down, the original one, he went and did a walk on the stair, you know, like up all the bleachers and all that. And his wife was like, "Why would you do that?" And he was like, "You just don't get it. You just don't get it, honey. You just don't get it." It was like one of those fun
Larry
little.
David?
He was like Larry David without the cynicism. He was like much more personable than my impression gives off. But it was a very quaint conversation, and everyone was so polite. Like, so at the pool, at the Russian pool, occasionally it gets busy. You know, it's a first come first serve, and there's there's 8 lanes. So if all the lanes start filling up, people double up and you split the lane. And then there's certain points when it's so busy that every lane is doubled up. And at that point, sometimes people triple up and you start just swimming instead of half and half. You swim in a circle. You swim in like a loop within the lane. It gets a little wild. Anyway, so at one point, the whole, like, it is fucking busy as busy can be. And there happens to be one lane where this one old Russian lady is slowly fucking floating back and forth in this lane where every other lane is like 2 or 3 people. And this old Russian guy comes, he's like, "Miss," you know, in Russian, "Miss, can we split the lane?" And she's like, no, you're going to go too fast. It doesn't work for me. And like, "Miss, there's no other lane for me to go to." "No, I'm sorry. No, you can't. You have to go in another one. Go split with this person." It's like, there's already 2 people in that lane. You're one person. "Yeah, but no, you're going to be too splashy. It doesn't work. I like my contacts." Whereas like with this one, they're like, oh no, I'll share with you. It's like everyone's fine. Everyone's fine. Everyone's a human being.
I'm
Like, what
hashtag
is with
team
these
old
old
lady.
people?
She doesn't have much time left. Let her enjoy the fucking pool. Leave her alone. Give her
Get
space.
the fuck out of there. Go in the slow lane, lady. Leave
Is
the
there a
laps
slow?
Yeah. The 2 lanes on the edges are the slow lanes.
Maybe whatever lane she's in becomes the slow lane.
You're right. In a
How
way,
about that?
honestly, it's more on the lifeguard.
You're a moron. I'm not a moron. What?
The onus is on the lifeguards to be directing.
There's lifeguards.
Well, of course.
I hit the Russian pool. I would think like the value of
You
life
can't-
is so low that why even bother guarding it?
Well, for legalities, you can't.
They
wanna
don't
get
care. They
sued.
just pay off the inspector. This is the birthplace of insurance fraud. You think they care about the legalities?
They just find one of the guys that sleeps in the Brighton Beach train station, give him $20 to sit there. You're the lifeguard today.
These lifeguards are the most fucking apathetic. Like
Yeah.
they're like, yeah, whatever, yeah, okay. Sometimes I'm just like, hi, and then I'm like, are they talking to me? Like, oh no, they're on the phone. They're on their AirPods.
Oh, you're drowning? You got some water in your mouth? I got problems too. I got a car payment.
It's really that. It's really like nobody checks me in anymore. Yeah, it's okay. Go ahead.
They know you. They know your face.
Yeah. No, they know me.
I need to
bless
show
them.
my vaccination. Vaccination.
The water, the chlorine in the water knocks all that right out. You're fine.
Never. There was never a. What's funny is like there were signs at one point vaccine required, but nobody ever checked it.
They can't read English anyway. They're going to look at that card. It's all gibberish to them. They don't know.
I got to tell you, that happened to me when I was umpiring last year in the schools, whenever it started again, or late 2021 even. I would go around ready to show and they were like, just go in, whatever. Like maybe one person in the last 18 months checked my vaccination.
I think it's more, they just don't want the hassle. Like,
Right. I could have never gotten vaccinated if I didn't want to. And
Drake, your daddy says they'll probably sell you a vaccine card if you don't
Yeah,
have
that's
one.
exactly right.
I was handled so badly. Like how they fucking how vaccination cards worked and everything, like completely scattershot.
Yeah.
At least here.
Well, but the good news is that it's all over now.
Oh, awesome.
Accomplished.
Yeah.
If you're listening to
done.
this on your deathbed from COVID, just know everything's fine.
Here in 2023, it's all over. Maybe something happens in the future, but as of right now, it's over.
Oh, that's good to know. Everything's wide open. No one wears a mask anywhere anymore.
My parents still wear masks.
That's
they're
good.
pretty.
My mom does as well. Yeah. I do sometimes. It depends where I'm going. Like any doctor visits, you're required. And like if I'm going inside a store, but like in a restaurant, I don't.
I don't in a restaurant because it's impossible for anyone to be right on top of you, But I mean, if anywhere else where I'm standing up, walking around in a public space, I wear it just in case somebody fucking sneezes on me or whatever. And
No, I don't wear. The only place I wear it is an airplane. That's the only place where I'm just still grossed out by it. Otherwise, I'm over it. Over it.
You wore it at the AEW show. Is that because of me only, or is that?
I mean, that was already like 2 years ago.
No,
that was a while ago.
It wasn't 2 years ago.
It was over a year. It was a year and a half ago, at least.
The last one we went to, I think, was in early 2022. I might be wrong on that.
We went to do you mean the Grand Slam? I didn't wear it at the Grand Slam.
I don't know which one was the last one.
The only one, the first one we went to, because I think that was also one of the first live events that I'd gone to as well. But yeah, I stopped basically. I don't really. I've been all right.
Okay.
Don't jinx
I got It's all right. I got it when I went to LA last May. So I built up my tolerance.
It is true. It's very hard to get COVID twice unless you have some like comorbidity or something going on there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, but I just wear it. I don't honestly. The real reason I wear my mask everywhere is that I don't get anything else either. And that's what I noticed. I don't get sick at all since masks were a thing. So, and I like it, and it keeps my face warm. And
in the winter, it's fantastic just for that. The very reason.
I enjoy it. I'm almost not really that worried about COVID anymore. Like it's just I don't like germs, you know. So just never thought to do it until I guess really not that I never thought to do it, but it just would have looked weird until everyone started wearing a mask, and then it became an option to do.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Now we're all putting on masks and you're just going to be silent the rest of the show.
If you're listening on audio, we're all putting masks on now.
I want to share this very important Hulk Hogan tweet from last week. I ran out of toilet paper, brother. Help! January 23rd.
Is that so? Like it says above there. Like, was
10:50?
Did he think he was texting someone?
Or maybe like DMing?
Oh yeah, possibly.
But like, I love that even in this emergency situation, he calls people brother. Like he takes the time to write brother.
It's so
as
ingrained.
opposed to just getting to the point.
And 8 exclamation marks.
Yeah, Hogan knows how to use autofill. He just writes B and then like
it automatically, no matter what B word he wants to say, it always goes to brother.
But,
is there any follow up? Did he get the toilet paper eventually? I'm very worried. Imagine he's still on the toilet waiting.
There's no follow up, but there is this appropriate reply.
Oh no.
What?
Well, they said I had to take a steamer before I get out of here. So I just unleashed a major toxic. I think the paint's starting to come off the walls.
Oh no! What is going on?
Definitely gonna have to bring my walking pharmacy into the bathroom with me. I think after this steamer, hold on, courtesy flush.
Going in there.
Is he naked in the bathroom?
I mean, I guess, right?
I guess he has a gown on that you have to
be going home after that steamer.
Oh, go back. There was like
a fart in there. Yeah, definitely a fart. That wasn't me playing anything.
Going home after that steamer.
Oh, no!
Or was that the flush?
This is the flush.
I think I'm definitely going to be going home after that steamer.
I think that was
I think that was a flush.
The walls were yellow. They're turning a musty greenish brown right now, brother.
Get with the brother.
I can't. I watched that and I get way too much of a glimpse of what it's like to hang around with Hulk Hogan. And it's
Do you
think?
Yeah.
Do you think right before that he had some veal parmesan?
He had something. No, honestly, him talking to me in a personal way is way more creepy than him taking his shit there.
Absolutely agree.
Sounds like it's like his bedroom voice.
Yeah, he's way too close to me. I don't.
Also, just like seeing him with casual Hulk, I can't handle it. Like he's such a cartoon character to me. Like a total caricature in every way. Like he's like any context I've seen him in has been like hype mode. So for him not to be in hype mode, I can't handle it.
His shit must be one giant steroid. This big steroid turd.
It's a very conflicting thing for me hearing his like sexy voice now, because like for the first dozen or so years of my life, he was like the shining star hero of my world. He was my everything. So there's a part of me now that hears that voice is like, well, if he was naked in front of me and hitting on me, would I just do something just because it's Hulk Hogan and like to honor him?
What'd you have?
Wow,
so,
are you uncovering some sort of bisexuality?
No, it's just specifically for this one man. But I don't think I would do it. But I don't want to be put in the situation to find out.
Rob, it was just to please his idol.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm very conflicted.
Wow, Sid was very easily groomable
Yeah,
as a
Hulk
child.
Hogan,
Well,
Hulk Hogan would have easily groomed me. Yes.
12-year-old Sid.
Yeah.
Don't try it now. He don't even want to go out for anybody, even people he likes.
Yeah, he might be too old now. Though in that video, he still looked all right. I don't know when that video's from, but he could get it in that video.
He unlocks some memories for you.
Yeah, as long as the smell doesn't come with the video.
Oh. Oof. Walking Mirror said, Yapapa Indian strap match, Jack. Strap on match. Sorry. Strap on.
no.
The real thing was the strap match. You ever see that video? Sid, did you see that one?
I don't know. It doesn't sound familiar.
He was in WCW, and they insisted on having this Native American themed strap match called a Yap. Well, it wasn't. He was getting the name wrong. I think it's like Yapahai or something else, and he kept saying Yapapai, brother. It was against Ric Flair.
Who was it against?
Ric Flair, I think.
Wow. Yeah, I definitely have not seen that. I was thinking it would be like Tatanka or something.
No, he was already in WCW. Well, I guess Tatanka was there at some point. But
what do either of them have to do with an Indian strap match? That's very random that those two would be put in that situation.
Vince Russo, he wasn't there yet. Oh, some jerk off in WCW came up with, we're going to do this. So they worked it in. It doesn't.
Jeez.
I think Ric Flair beat him with a belt, or whoever he was fighting beat him with a belt. And it became like, we have to do a strap match. It's really funny promo if you can find it, Rob.
I can't. I found it. I don't want to show it because then our YouTube video will be completely blocked because WWE are no fun.
Right.
But I will share it in our wrestling Discord. The perfect reason to join our Discord. It's completely free. RAPLivecast.com. Click the invite. I'm sharing the link right now. You can see it in there, and then our video will not be removed from YouTube. And there's also a really funny remix song that maybe I could play the audio of this because it's a song, so it's like it won't be as identifiable. But let's see this. Do you hear it?
Yes.
There you go. The apple pie.
The apple pie, brother.
Give me apple pie from head to toe, please, Mr. Flair. I'm sorry I crossed the line. I want apple pie in the proper position. Please, Miss Flair. I'm sorry I crossed the line. Woo! First things first, Miss Flair. You're not responsible for the last bird of the apple pie in Sacramento, brother. As I waited for an eternity, brother, with Jimmy Hart for the greatest apple pie of all time. Woo! That's what Jimmy Hart was calling for, brother. The apple pie. And now, that's why.
All right, never mind. Hulk Hogan couldn't get it anymore.
I want to let Dr. Proper know, Dr. Unger know, and Dr. Hughes know. I reek of being a man. Give me the apple pie from head to toe, please, Mr. Blair. I'm sorry I crossed the line. I want the apple pie.
Oh, there's even a chorus.
Please,
all right, I'll share that in the.
That was produced by RZA. Well. I bet you didn't know that.
He's a piece of work. What if he went to fuck a disc jockey's wife and ate a bunch of apple pie before the
well, that I think
before
would be
the video?
It would make his issue very sweet.
I ate the apple pie and I'm really fucking fat. I'm a fat pig, brother. Oh, maybe that guy that came on The Collector had the apple pie come.
Do you remember what it was that he ate? Was it
It was something parm. It was chicken, veal, something.
I think it was veal parm.
Yeah, I think I remember always quoting chicken, but then when we played it back, finally it was veal, and I was a little disappointed.
For the poor baby cow that was slaughtered.
That's right.
I don't know if you saw. Apparently, Hulk Hogan is now the latest recruit for Scientology.
Oh, now?
There was recently his current girlfriend is very big in Scientology circles, and there was some football game. I I think it was in Tampa or something, that Tom Cruise was in the same suite as the Hulkster, and there's a belief that Cruise was trying to recruit him.
But like, why not? Like, he's not that famous anymore.
Yeah.
Why do they want him now?
Well, they're running out.
I guess, yeah.
They're scraping the C tier now of celebrities.
Jeez.
But how do you go through, like, what is he, 65 years of life and not realize that Scientology is a scam unless you're in it and they're actively working on you? But I mean, like, a regular person has to know. How stupid is he?
It's a scam, but I feel like they offer extra perks to actual famous people where it makes it worth it somehow. Like, they could help your career.
I mean, Tom Cruise seems pretty miserable with all that stuff. Like, it's just been nothing but a burden to him. No, I don't mean like he has nothing good in his life or anything, but I mean, this has not added to his life, you know? They have blackmail on him, supposedly.
I disagree.
He seems like a true believer.
Yeah, I think he's into it.
I don't know.
I don't get the vibe that he doesn't like it. I think this is life's purpose.
Wasn't he in that whole like Scientology film where they were blackmailing him and all that shit?
The HBO one?
Maybe I'm thinking of something else, but I always read that he was being blackmailed and he had a secret gay lifestyle and all that stuff, and they had dirt.
I heard about the
for sure.
Yeah, well, the life. I thought that sounds more like Travolta to me.
But Tom Cruise too. I thought they do the same thing with all these celebrities. What are they going to find on Hulk Hogan? Holy shit! Imagine the racial slurs.
Yeah,
no, I mean like worse ones though.
Oh,
well, maybe for Hogan, right? Like the appeal is they're promising him a way to get his career back if he advocates for them. Maybe that's the trade-off.
Yeah. And also, like, I don't know, is it that they find stuff about the people, or that when you join, you have to voluntarily tell them this information, and then they just have it to hold over your head,
right?
Going forward.
Well, yeah, but that's still the same effect, isn't it? If they have it to hold over your head, I mean, even if you volunteered it, voluntarily. Yeah. But what if they do have a way to make Hulk Hogan a star again? They deserve to be a religion. Like,
I might sign up.
That might be a real miracle. Like, honestly, that might be the first one we find.
Oh,
this is his current lady, who's like a big Scientology lady.
That's not his granddaughter.
That's his girlfriend.
Oh, okay.
That's his partner.
What's her deal? Is she famous for something, or is she just some random?
She's Mandy. Well, look up this. This is her, Mandy Moreno Nordeji.
Wait, she's calls him Mr. Hogan, or is that someone else's post?
No, this is her post.
She calls him Mr. Hogan. His girlfriend calls him Mr. Hogan?
That is kind of weird. And also, it brings back memories from my childhood.
What do you mean?
Like she's saying she remembers him, like she's dating a guy she remembers from her childhood.
I think maybe this is someone else's post, and she knows the woman.
Yeah.
It says lunch at Carolyn's with Mr. Hogan today. I bet you she's Carolyn.
Yeah, come on, Rob. Because I'm not seeing anything famous pop up when I look for that.
We'll look up Carolyn.
Oh, I do prefer though
that fairly common name.
I kind of do prefer that his girlfriend calls him Mr. Hogan though. That's kind of funny.
That was Hulk Hogan, the character at the gay orgy, not Terry Bollea, says Baker Daddy.
So like the same way, like Vince McMahon calls himself Mr. McMahon in the show. This is the same thing, Mr. Hogan. You only call me Mr. Hogan, brother.
Carolyn's is the name of a restaurant.
Well, maybe she does call him Mr. Hogan then.
This is all very confusing. This is just what Scientology does to you. They spread misinformation. You don't know which end is up.
And they make your girlfriend call you Mr. Hogan. You know something, brother?
Sky Daly is, I guess, her name.
Where'd you get that? You're just making up names. What is happening?
I just Googled.
Have they gotten to you too?
Her name is Tyne Daly?
I Googled who is Hulk Hogan's current girlfriend, and it popped up Sky Daly.
Oh, Sky Daly.
They were together backstage at Bret Michaels' concert in Clearwater, Florida. Could there be a more on-brand sentence that Hulk Hogan was backstage at a Bret Michaels concert in Clearwater, Florida?
Yes, he said the N-word there. That's how
Well,
it could be more
goes
Hulk
without
Hogan.
saying.
And he lied about being in the band that he's watching.
She's
I mean, Bret Michaels
yoga
probably would
instructor?
have him.
Yeah.
Yeah, just says that she's a yoga instructor. That's it.
Oh, okay. That I believe.
He wasn't doing no yoga though. He met her outside in the strip mall.
Oh wait, no, he's apparently broken up with Sky.
This
already.
this
Oh.
rabbit hole keeps widening.
Sort of like his when he was on the toilet in that video.
Oh, it's got rabbits in there. Let him out.
It was rabbit parmesan that he was eating.
Oh, call the ASPCA.
By the way,
Oh.
Dusty Rhodes Muffler has today's RIP. It is Rest in Pafo.
Oh, R.I.P. Lenny Poffo.
So
Okay, so Sky Daly was the Scientologist that he was dating for a year. And the thought is she may have introduced him to other Scientologists who then parlayed into the Tom Cruise introduction.
Did he make her call him Mr. Hogan too?
So, but he's broken up with her now.
Yes.
Yes, it looks so.
Go back to yoga, dude. I got no
Brother.
more use for you, brother.
Do you think he calls
He even calls
these
his
women
girlfriend brother?
when they're fucking?
Yes, brother. Suck
Yeah.
my dick, brother.
That's
I'm
right
so
there,
close,
brother. Deeper, brother.
He says, "Is she fucking him with a strap on? Deeper, brother."
Get
Was
it.
this
Hit
other
my
brother in the sauna trying to get at the head of my dick, brother?
No collectors come near Mr. Hogan, dude. Hit my back wall, Mean Gene.
Gonna have a droplet of cum on a pole match.
Well, you know something, collector.
I was in the gorilla position with that stinky, dirty Sergeant Slaughter, brother. There was no more camouflage. It was all one shade of cum and the other shade of cum, dude.
Listen up, collector. Where you gonna come when Hulk Hogan comes wild on you?
When I rip off my Hulkamaniac jersey and I take 3 rent boys and put them on my back, dude, and I start backstroking down the river of cum in Clearwater, Florida, brother.
Oh my god. That is an amusement park they have down there, by the way. The River of Cum.
Sounds like a
Go
fun
tubing
ride. Tubing.
down the lazy cum river.
Oh, it says here that Hogan separated from Sky Daly after she whipped him with a yappa pie strap.
Walking Mirror said,
Serve me up a yappa cream pie, dude.
Whew.
The apple pie,
Wow.
brother. The apple pie a la mode, apparently.
Oh.
Gay Hulk Hogan somehow not an improvement. I don't know. He's still offensive.
Yeah.
He's and also probably somehow still racist and homophobic, you know.
Sure. Is he homophobic? Is there that something that slipped by me that he's homophobic? Was there a story?
No,
just
I just
assuming?
imagine gay Hulk Hogan is homophobic, you know. Whoa, brother! Hulk will let you suck his dick, but don't try to kiss the Hulkster, brother.
Why are they always trying to shove the gay agenda down our throats, Mean Gene, dude?
No, I bet all kidding aside, I bet Hulk is fine with gay people. You know, I bet he's LGBT.
I mean, there were quite a few of them around in the wrestling scenes.
Yeah.
They interacted with them at some point.
Right. Yeah, that's what I'm sure, he was close with Pat Patterson and all that.
I mean, he's a gay icon.
Yeah, he certainly had the body archetype for the 80s for sure.
And the baldness at age 30 made him like a daddy, kind of.
No. I hear you.
Go ahead. My mic's working. I was worried for a second.
Well, you know something, brother.
Well, you know something, brother. He's at the scat play. That's why he made that video earlier. What you gonna do when I dump my steamer right on your face, dude?
That's what his OnlyFans is.
Oh, taking
Some
dumps
taking
on
shit.
people?
Yeah, and he tells you what he ate right before taking the shit.
Can you request a certain meal?
Yes.
Subscriber?
You know, this is something that actually for sure exists, right? There's got to be like women that take dumps on video and that you could pay to request the kind of meal.
You think there's someone who has a talent for excreting partially undigested food so that the person can see what it was, like a veal? I want a veal parm, and the shit is like half veal parm still intact.
Can you do that? I know with corn. I don't know about a fucking.
I can do it. I know I can do it involuntarily sometimes. Like some of my food, comes out the other end and it's visible. But maybe they're better than me at it.
God damn.
On command.
I don't want to linger too much on the Hulkster. I know we're talking about something more important, but I did want to share this video. Apparently, Hulk Hogan met Bret Michaels with his Scientologist ex-girlfriend. There's a 1-minute video, so let me just play this really quick.
This is scary. Yep. Let's see. First of all, let's see if she's attractive.
This is like the Spider-Man meme.
She looks exactly like what I would think would date Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, she's like a younger version of his wife/daughter.
And you're right, Sid. It's like a medium versus an XL version of the same person.
Yeah,
both trying to cover up their bald spot.
But I wonder what kind of like halfway self-respecting 30 years younger woman would date Hulk Hogan. Like these, just so withered.
Well, maybe she has that Sid thing going, Or,
also, is she 30 or younger? It seems like she's had a lot of work done, so who can tell?
Well, he's like 70 anyway.
Well, yeah, she's certainly a few generations younger than Hulk. Sure. She's probably more Bret Michaels' age than Hulk Hogan's age.
She just looks like a Republican car dealer's wife or something.
Yeah. That's who you meet in Clearwater, Florida.
Let's watch this. Let's listen to this interaction between the two.
Okay.
What are the odds Hulk thinks this is Axl Rose?
And if it's not, he's going to tell people that anyway.
Yeah.
What's so funny is he says trying to keep up with you young guys. He's referring to Bret Michaels as a young guy.
He thinks that's Shawn Michaels with the hat. We had a great match together in WrestleMania, brother. SummerSlam.
SummerSlam, yeah.
My girl Sky. Okay, you have to do me one favor. Yes. If you don't mind. I'm a huge fan. My son, Nick.
Oh God, he's a fan too.
Bro, he said when you meet Bret, is there any way you can FaceTime?
Let's do it.
What a weird thing.
My son Nick, he says that when he crashed that car, Unskinny Bop was playing on the
radio. What a weird, already have him ready on FaceTime then if you're going to do that.
Well, I never thought he'd say yes, dude.
Is that Scott Steiner? Who's the guy with the goatee?
No idea. Scott Steiner's not hanging out with Hulk Hogan.
Also, the fact that Hulk is wearing an NWO shirt, like you're in character out at a fucking concert, and Bret Michaels is wearing a Bret Michaels shirt. Like what? It's like a room full of that guy.
And she's wearing a Scientology shirt.
What a bunch of fucking dipshits.
Florida.
Yeah. How was that show though, Rob? You went too, right?
Yeah, it was good. It was good. When he, I didn't expect him to do so much Poison material, but it worked.
You showed up just for his solo.
Yeah, for the solo stuff.
Quentin Tarantino loved it.
Yeah, Quentin Tarantino was also in
the yeah, it was so weird. He was in Clearwater for some reason. I could not focus on the show. Every song that Bret Michaels would play, I turned to Quentin Tarantino just to see how he reacted.
Does he have his lighter out?
Fuck, I better get my lighter out. He's an opinion leader.
He's just there for Bret Michaels' feet.
Okay, never been a fan of Bret Michaels, okay? But I knew Rob Hasbani was going to the show. So, of course, I have to go and see Bret Michaels, okay?
It's
good.
It's very good. It's like a coked up Trump, basically.
Yes, with the hand. He does the same hand thing. Bret Michaels, not great, not the best part of the band. CC DeVille, much better, much more talented.
From Brooklyn.
There was a really good Trump video this week.
Oh,
Let's play this really quick. Really good Trumpisms about him describing Air Force One.
Oh, I remember. I have to preface this and say this is not the bombastic Trump. This is this Trump where he sounds like Stewart from Mad TV. Very quiet.
When we're landing in the desert, we're landing, and I'm saying, they told me, sir, turn off your lights, please. Why? An hour before landing. Why? Please turn off your lights, sir.
Why?
Why would I turn off?
I don't want to turn off the light.
We've spent $7 trillion in the Middle East and we can't land. After spending $7 trillion, and by the way, millions of people killed, if you include the other side, which I include.
Applause that. I love that. That's so great. He just got canceled by every Republican now. Like,
Which I include. I love that. Like
millions of people killed. If you include Muslims, which I do, I include them. They're people, I guess.
Include the other side, which I include. But we spent trillions and trillions. They said, turn off your light. Then they come in, they not only turn off the lights, they put down the shades. It was so dark.
It's dark in here.
So we're an hour out, and I went up to the front of the cockpit because I love going with these guys.
I love cock.
Best pilots.
I love
Best pilots.
Best
fly Air
pilots.
Force One, the best.
Best
They take the
pilot.
Best pilots. These
Central
guys are
casting.
the
best people.
Anybody fly Air Force One in this room? No. Oh, I should heard some guy over there.
Anybody ever?
But the best pilot. So we're out there, and we're getting ready to land. He said, "I said, Captain, get a little nervous. I don't see any lights. Where's your runway, sir? It's right ahead." He said, "I have pretty good vision, Captain. I don't see anything ahead. It's there, sir."
I have the best
and then
vision.
you hear, the mechanical, they call it a mechanical
2020.
computer.
Wait, I
Beautiful
don't like
voice
that year. I lost.
Ha!
No, I didn't.
He caught himself.
Voice, it's a computer. Beautiful voice.
Beautiful voice.
1,000. 1,000 means you're at 1,000 feet. That's very low.
Not good flying height.
1,000, 900, 800, 700. I'm saying,
Get
Captain.
it.
I said, I'm sitting back there. I'm trying to be. Captain, I don't see a runway up there.
I love what he's
No, if I'm saying, this guy, you ever see the guy
swallowing his voice.
He went into bombastic
Take
Trump
him
for
to
a
Hollywood
minute from
tomorrow. If I was
Stewie.
an agent, I'd make him a movie star. All of these guys.
Such a-
Central
I love-
Casting.
Go back and
I
play
love
that
it.
again.
Yeah, we got this is my favorite Trump vision. He's like, that's
How many-
cast
how
them all
many-
in a movie.
How many sexy men were in the room with him in the plane? That's what he's saying.
Captain, I don't see a runway up there. No, we're fine, sir. This guy, you ever see the guy? Crew cut, handsome as hell. I could take him to Hollywood tomorrow. If I was an agent, I'd make him a movie star. All of these guys. Like Central
We all
Casting,
started
everything is
circle jerking.
perfect.
Then the collector came.
The collector came. He put his head right next to my penis, right as I was about to ejaculate. And I says, "Who are you?" I says, "Who is this guy? He's right next to my penis. I don't understand." He says, "I'm the collector." I said, "Oh, okay. I could take you to Hollywood. You could be in any gay porn you want."
This is the redistribution of wealth. Trump isn't for that.
If I was the president, you could catch all the cum in the Sunset Strip.
The collector is like the estate tax. It's a portion of what he intends to give to this person.
I says, "Who are you?" I says, "You got your head right next to my balls. Who are you?" Guy with the crew cut says, "It's fine. It's fine, President." All right, I listen to the crew cut.
I am red. I'm turning red.
You look like Trump. You're orange now.
I don't think they ever had a problem in their life. So this perfect looking guy with a perfect looking co-pilot and perfect looking people all over the place. I never
Great
saw
ass,
so many
great
people
tush.
operate a plane, but these are minor details. That's why it's called Air Force One in the United States, right? We have 5 telephone operators. I might make 1 call, right? I'll call our first lady. How you feeling? Everything good? Boom.
That's a
They
lie.
wait for me to
center.
make calls. So we're landing. We're getting 700. I say, so Captain, I say, sir, it's fine.
He's going to go through
part
every
two, there's
100, every 500, 400. We have to have another part of the story.
So 600, 500, 400.
We just landed in someone's apartment. And then Hulk Hogan was there eating a veal palm. I don't understand what he's doing here.
Nothing. And Captain, we're okay, right? Yes. Yes, sir. And then all of a sudden, 200, 100. I just closed my eyes. Bing, bing, boom. No lights, nothing. I said, good. In fact, I checked immediately. I wanted to see whether or not I could award myself as president the Congressional Medal of Honor. Right?
For making
I wanted
a
to see,
flight.
but I don't know, Steve. I don't think it would have. I don't think it would have played. I don't think the fake news media back there would like it.
I think
They
this
wouldn't
is
be happy with that.
he's trying a strategy here, and I'm being totally honest here. I think that's a self-deprecating story that he was scared on the plane. I think this is a conscious thing because this is not like Trump at all. Like I think someone got into his head and said, you lost. Trust me, you lost, and you have to change something. And I think he's trying to be like relatable. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, I don't know how relatable he's being because yesterday he put out a new video where he basically wants to make trans people illegal. So
No, but he's not
Well,
trying
that's
to relate
relatable.
to those people.
Yeah,
I think he's
yeah,
not
yeah,
trying to relate to trans people.
Yeah. The thing, in my hesitation in believing that is usually when they're trying to rein him in, you could feel and see him sort of fighting it even as he's doing what he's supposed to. And this felt way too like in the flow of things, and he wasn't really resisting the self-deprecating stuff.
He just sounds like a pussy though. Like he sounds like he almost died on the plane.
Bing bang,
Bing bang boom. We're on the ground. We're on the ground. I don't know what happened. I was under my chair.
ran into the collector down there, and I was like, "Oh, the view's not too bad from down here."
He could see the hole on the fleshlight. He knows what it is.
I didn't close the tray table in front of me as I usually would on a plane.
In other news, we did get an email from Israeli guy. And he does point out that in Israel, on the store shelves of department stores, this is what somebody found, which was the Ramstein perfume, Eau perfume for her, which is called Pussy.
So that it doesn't smell like pussy, I'm assuming.
I've never smelled. I cannot speak to it.
Pussy is not a monolith. It could smell like a particular pussy.
Right.
Mhm.
Well, there's a general scent with variations, I would say. You don't agree with that?
I don't want to be caught on audio recording saying that.
Oh, I understand. No, I think there's like a feminine scent, but of course everyone has their own touches to it. But I think there's a running theme of pussy's smell.
Is
How would you
Rammstein's
describe it?
pussy? Is it for men or women? This
is for women.
Is it popular?
I don't know. It's based on their hit single of the same name.
I'm sure it's you have a pussy, I have a dick. That one.
Mm-hmm. So what's the problem?
Let's do it quick.
Wait, this is an actual song?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the video is that they got porn stars to just fuck, and they like sort of deep fake their faces onto the porn stars. The band.
Isn't that like an old Aphex Twin move? Didn't they do that with some videos back in the day?
I don't know.
All right.
It's a lovely video.
It's years old, right? Probably 10 years.
Yeah, it's over a decade old. Yeah. He also shared some videos of women of this woman, the Midwestern mom, making Jell-O, and his comment was, "How is this any better than Holodets?" Well, it is Holodets essentially.
Whoa, this lady looks interesting.
Midwestern Mom, and welcome to My Sick Kitchen. And this is going to be an unhinged version of Minnesota salads that aren't really salads. Dissolve a small package of limoncello in 3/4 cup boiling water. And add half a cup of mayonnaise to this. 1 cup celery, 1 cup shredded carrots, half a cup.
I feel like she's being held at gunpoint. Like, what's going on?
I think it's just like a character, right?
Onions, half a diced green pepper, because otherwise it'll be too spicy. And you're going to put that in your mayonnaise and Jello mixture. Oh, I forgot the cottage cheese.
Oh,
this recipe also calls for Cool Whip. Hold it in.
Comedy.
You wouldn't want to have mushy Jello salad. Now would we? 3, 2, 1. Here we go.
this is definitely worse than Holidius.
Well, cottage cheese ruins everything it's in.
Oh, agreed.
It's not that bad.
Okay.
What?
This woman is on a lot of hallucinations.
Why am I making these?
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm trying to improve this recipe. You're into retro.
Okay. There's
It's apparently
also
a thing on TikTok where, like, you just make shitty food, and that's supposed to be funny. I think it's like an epidemic.
And then you make
Yeah, I
millions
don't
of dollars.
Yeah, I don't like it. It feels like a waste.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Oh, hi there. It's that Midwestern Mom and Minnesota salads that aren't really salads. And let me tell you, tonight's going to be a lightning round of Minnesota salads because we're not making 1, 2, 3, 4. We're making 6 for the potluck tomorrow. So hold on to your girdle because here we go. There's been a very interesting conversation on the internet about the pink stuff versus the green stuff. We're going to
This
make
woman
6
definitely
different
homeschools
recipes.
her kids.
2 green, 2 pink, 1 yellow, 1 orange. And you let me know which one you like the most. It's also 10 p.m. the night before the potluck. And I had this brilliant idea around 8 p.m. But at least my mom had most of the ingredients at her house. For pink stuff number 1, start with 8 ounces cottage cheese and mix in a small box of
I can't
strawberry
take this
jello.
anymore.
You
Yeah,
can
this
really
is
use any red.
Yeah.
This seems like a side character in a MST3K episode. Like,
I can see that.
one of the skits.
Or like if you ever watched At Home with Amy Sedaris, this would be like one of the guests.
I never saw that.
It was a delightful show, and there was definitely this kind of vibe, like a Martha Stewart kind of, but like a Midwestern Martha Stewart, but deranged.
Yeah, she's insane. I've seen trailers and all that.
Yeah, that was. I'm not hungry now. Thank you for that, Rob.
Good. Of course, you could send us videos like that. Force us to watch riplifecast@gmail.com. It's the email address. And I want to talk about our Patreon, patreon.com/riplifecast. Show your support. There are some bones. $5 a month. You get 2 bonus episodes a month. It's very nice.
Or 2 boners episodes.
Mm.
It depends which one they are.
There's some boner episodes in there.
Yeah, that's the most recent one.
Yep. We talk about big dick problems, little dick problems. We talk about a guy who lost a job allegedly because of his big pain. Go through some sexual links. We do a full episode. There's a full episode of timeless sexual stories that we go through that felt a little too explicit for the main show because, we're very tasteful here on the main show, as indicated by this week's episode.
Yeah.
It's really just stuff we didn't get to.
Yeah. Not too explicit for the main show. What are you talking about?
And also we have we go through the 2-hour Sharon Osbourne bio docu-series or whatever it is. It's brutal. It's very forgiving of Sharon, but we are not forgiving of Sharon. And we let her have it.
And then the collector came in at the end.
and
I'm not into that kind of Sharon.
So plenty on there, patreon.com/RIPAlivecast. And if you want to throw us a few extra bones, $7 a month, you become a top Livecast fan of the week. Get a shout out at the end of the show, which will be in just a few minutes. But before that, I want to talk about our RAPL Livecast music break, which is a Spotify playlist. It's a free playlist you can get on Spotify. Every week we add to it. And there's a bunch of good tunes on there. For me this week, the song that I picked, I've been getting into some early Chicago house this week. I've been deep diving into house music.
Don't use the word deep when talking about Chicago. You might send the wrong message.
It's a pretty fascinating story. There's a great documentary on YouTube. It's 40 minutes. It was called I Was There, The History of Chicago Deep House. And it's very punk rock how it happened. Basically, these DJs just would sample all the good parts of disco songs. And then one day, this guy had his favorite record stolen. He was very upset about it. And rather than go and buy a new version of the record, he was like, you know what? I'm going to make my own record. And that's basically how house started. And so I play one of the earliest house songs, not the earliest, but one of the earliest. And definitely one that still sounds like it's from the future. The artist is actually called Future with a PH. And the song is Acid Tracks. It's the birth of Acid House. It has all those funky Africa Bambaataa type sounds in it. So it's really cool.
Okay.
Sid, what did you pick?
This is one of the rare weeks when my pick is the most recent song of the three of us by decades. I picked a new song by the band Fake Names, which is sort of a punk rock hardcore supergroup featuring it's got the lead singer of Refused, it's got Brian Baker from Bad Religion and Minor Threat, it's got Brendan Canty from Fugazi, it's got a couple other DC hardcore legends, and it's a good song. It's one of those cases where the sum is not as great as the individual parts. It's just like a pretty standard like garage punk song. If you're expecting it to be as good as like the best of Refused or Fugazi, you'll be disappointed. But if you're coming with the proper level of expectations, you'll be entertained by the song. It's not bad. It's a song called by the band Fake Names called Delete Myself. Check it out.
So music is not from Central Casting.
Well, I picked a song by the CA Quintet called "Bury Me in a Marijuana Field."
Oh,
I had I had like a little folder of funny songs, and I just was going through it, seeing what broken links there are, and fixing different things on my file system. And that song was there, and I knew Rob would love this song. Just even the concept of the song, not really the song itself, but it's just very like hippie. Almost sounds like Grateful Dead, almost. And there used to be a lot of these novelty pot songs. I remember when I was a kid, they were already like 10 years old, something like that. But yeah, it's very laid back and very funny. It's about when I die, I want to be buried in a marijuana field, and then I'll be reborn as a plant, and you can roll me into a joint and smoke me up.
I like that. I never thought about it before, but yeah, I mean, I definitely want to be cremated. That's for sure. But then, yeah, like spread my ashes in a marijuana field. Let me create new life.
Is that sanitary?
Why not? Why can't that be used as fertilizer?
Yeah, I don't know if it'll actually fertilize the plant, but I don't think it would hurt them though. And he goes, roll a joint up out of me.
That's beautiful.
Very
I'm tearing up.
Listen to it. Very dated and old sounding, but it's a very nice thought.
Okay. All right. And as for our top Livecast fans of the week, it's a $10 Patreon perk. Get all the perks of the $5 bonus episodes. And you get a shout out at the end of the show, which is right now. How should we do it? Darren, do you want to do it as Trump talking to his pilots to land his plane?
Or Hulk Hogan? Maybe one of you is Hulk and the other is Trump, and you're going back and forth.
All right. Who's going to be? What should I be?
Yeah, Darren, you be Hulk Hogan. Rob, you be Trump.
Okay.
All right. Stand by. Go.
Okay. When I walk into the cockpit, I love the cock, and I say, Eric, Benjamin, where are the lights? Where are the lights, Eric?
Brother, I remember back in the day when Dan R., Sam I Am, and Mindy Mayer's keeper, brother, we used to fly on planes back and forth, coast to coast with Metallica when we were all in a band together, dude.
I remember that. I was with you. I was flying those planes. We would go to Massachusetts. We would go to my casino there. I would get a little cattle decaf with Robert Vampiro. We would make a lot of money. And then Hugo, he likes tacos. So we would go to the Mexican place, and I'd say, oh, that doesn't work for Donald Trump's stomach.
Those tacos are giving me a little bit of a steamer problem, dude. But I'm just going to take a little Lando Danks and LaCroix and reminisce, brother, about the times when I played for the San Francisco Giants, dude.
Yes, and I talked to Corey and Scotty H, wonderful people, right from Central Casting, never had a problem in their lives. And I told them, I said, this Hulk Hogan, he is going to be the best pitcher for the New York Yankees we've ever seen. And Doug Pigman said to me, are you sure he can pitch? And I said, Douglas, who are you, Levison?
Well, then I said, brother, hey guys, it's Josh. That's what I said when I slammed that big, stinking, nasty giant at WrestleManias 1 through 34, dude.
Nice. So that's us. Thank you as always. We'll be back next week. Hopefully you can join us. If not, listen to the archives. We'll see you then.
Kisses.